right, I'm going to do more than speak about building blocks for blockchain applications. I'm going to demo building blocks for blockchain applications. Once we get set up here, this session is going to be a live demo of the platform from Settlemint called, it's our Settlemint BPaaS platform. It's developer tools, providing the tools that developers need to build Web3, the next wave of the internet. Just going to make sure I can get logged in. All right, here we go. And before I jump into the demo, just a bit of background. Settlement's been around since 2016. Myself, I've been in the blockchain space since 2014. As the host was saying, he was an ex-banker getting into the blockchain space. Well, me too. I was a banker for about 12 years and then started in a bank doing blockchain experimentations and R&D, and found that there are a set of very repeated, predictable challenges that developers face when they're building blockchain apps. So I started in 2016 with a vision of, if number one, if you believe the technology is going to be a net benefit for society, if you believe it's here to stay, then in my view, the best thing to do was to build a platform to make it easy for all of the companies here and all the companies around the world that are building blockchain apps, building the next generation of the web, make it easy for them. And that's exactly what Settlemint does. So I'm going to do a live demo here of the platform to show you how quick and easy it can be to build blockchain applications, whether that's metaverse or whatever kind of metaverse is, like the environment, the context in which the applications are being built, whether they're NFTs or other things. This is like the let's say the developer tools for building the next wave of the internet. So when I logging into the Settlemint platform, first thing I want to do is I've got a fully set up network here, but I'll start a new one just to show you how this works. So if I want to start a new network, just back out of this 1 second. Okay. So I'm going to go into an overview of the applications that are running for this demo environment. I'm going to create a new blockchain app. So I'll give it a name. We'll call it the MetaWeek network. Give it some kind of a name. Confirm that. Okay. All right. So next thing, once I've got the name of the network set up, that's nothing special there. But I want to start building, first of all, deploying a network or nodes of a public network. So I'm going to start with that first step. In the platform, you have a selection of both permission networks for enterprise type use cases. There it's covering, I'd say about 85-90% of applications in the enterprise space are built with one of these chains. So Ethereum, with an enterprise Ethereum, that's Besu. There's Fabric, Corda, and Polygon Edge. We're the first platform in the world to offer the permission version of Polygon in an easy click and deploy manner. Mainnets, of course, there's Ethereum and several of the EVM compatible chains, so Avalanche, Binance Smart Chain, Polygon, and also the Tezos network. So both mainnet and testnets are available here. For the purpose of the demo, I'll set up a Polygon. I'm going to set up a node of Polygon, and I'll just show how that works. Yep. Okay. Yeah, for lack of creativity, I apologize, but I'm just going to call it Node 1. I'm going to choose where to deploy that. So I can choose from any cloud provider that I want, AWS, Google, or Azure. I'll stick with AWS, and then I pick the region. So different regions depending on where the data centers for these cloud providers are. I'll pick Brussels, and then how much resources do I want to allocate for transactions happening on this node. So I'm just going to start with get started with a light setup. All right, so in just about 2 minutes, this node is going to be set up. And then I'll just go into an already deployed, complete application to show you the rest of the different tools that we provide for developers in the platform. All right. Stepping back. So once I have the nodes of the network set up, whether I'm joining the public net or I'm using a permission network, the next thing I want to do is start adding smart contracts to that. So what the platform provides are a number of templates for building blockchain applications. So whether it's there's basically two big classifications, either workflows and processes. These are state machines. Things like supply chain is an example of a state machine, or else using fungible or non-fungible tokens for different specific use cases. And the platform has these in a template format for the different chains that we provide, that we support. And then there's an environment to make modifications, customization. So it's kind of click and deploy, but we open it up so you can modify and customize specific to the use case that you're building. But I'll say, okay, we're going to do generative art NFTs, and I'll give that a name. MetaWeek art. All right, and I choose which party in my organization is going to have access to the IDE for that. Again, same kind of process. Click and deploy. Get the infrastructure set up. Get the Kubernetes configurations that I want set up for it. And again, in just a few minutes, that smart contract template set is going to be available for me to customize and put my special sauce on it so that I can differentiate myself in the market. All right, okay, so while that's setting up, I'll go through some of the other things in the platform. So this is the already deployed network. So when I've got my node set up, I want to take a look at it. I get some more information about it. I want to see if somebody wants to connect to my network. There's the RPC endpoint and the other things they need in order to connect to the network so I can scale it out to a network of partners. The requests that are, the dashboard for seeing what's happening on the network. Of course, it's a demo environment, so there's not too much happening on it. With the platform, important though is like a lot of companies are starting at an early stage. They want to start small and scale up. So we make that really easy to do. So this deployment is on small. When my business is growing and I start to get more traction, I need to upgrade a bit. So I'm going to confirm that. And in a couple minutes, I've just provisioned more capacity to the node in the network that I'm running. Okay, full monitoring is in there as well, of course. Okay, a couple other tools just to take a look at. We saw the smart contract sets, other things that we have in the platform. If I want to add a middleware functionality, I need to get my smart contract set has to be fully deployed before I can get that. That's going to take another minute or so. Looking at other things, so when you're looking at the blockchain application development lifecycle, really starting from either joining a mainnet or setting up a permission network, that's the first step. Second step is getting the use case built. That's the smart contract logic. And once you're past that phase, if you're talking in an enterprise context, of course, there's integration requirements. None of the protocols speak natively with SAP. None of them speak natively with Temenos or other core banking systems. So you need integration support and capabilities in order to take that application from a proof of concept to a fully implemented and running application. So what we've got to support integration work is this is a full-blown visual programming environment so that I can visually program data and systems integration flows. I'll just give it a second. I'll just pump this into full screen mode for a moment. Okay, so just go to an example. Once I've got the smart contract logic the way I want it, I've deployed that onto the node in the network. And I was talking about an NFT use case. So now what I can do is map out visually program the flow for interacting with that smart contract. So uploading images, storing them on IPFS, generating a QR code. These are all functions you can basically drag and drop from the panel on the left, add in functions that interact with things on chain. So For example, upload or let's say assemble the metadata, create the NFT, and then fetch the transaction receipt. And if I want, I'm sending different messages. There's pre-built integrations for like Twitter and for WhatsApp. So if I want to send messages out of the system after an event has taken place, I can do that visually programming that. And the library of I'll just go to that. If I'm looking for some kind of an integration that I don't find in the default, I can go here. There's a library of about, you can see that, 3,746 pre-built integration modules. This is a library that's continuously growing. So I've got everything from SAP integrations to Twitter to WhatsApp, no matter what. Basically anything you want to integrate with, you can do through this visual programming environment. All right, and so just going to go back to the previous one where I was starting from. Okay, and just show a few more other things in the platform just to kind of complete the picture. So if we're talking about NFTs or other things where I want to have decentralized file storage, that's possible to do to set up a fully integrated IPFS integration. So I can start to store all the files I'm using and the metadata for NFTs, for example. I store that all in IPFS, and that's so that instead of having a centralized storage, which a lot of exchanges and companies do these days with NFTs, better to have it in a decentralized storage mechanism. So I think I'm going to kind of wrap up what for the presentation for today, but essentially what Settlemint is all about is making blockchain application development easy for developers. As you can see, when you're going through the flow, it's just click and deploy, choose your cloud, choose your protocol, get set up in a couple of minutes. The smart contract templates cover usually about 85 to 90% of the work. That enables the developer to focus really on the unique aspects of what they're doing and how they're trying to differentiate with what they're doing on the business logic level. And then, of course, the integration side. So that's getting everything set up in a couple of weeks instead of months or longer is what Settlemint's all about. I'll wrap it up there. Thanks a lot.